Good morning, everyone. We are back live at the 2022 4th Annual Barry Hooey Memorial Tournament. We got a great match for you this morning. Kung Dao taking on Cass Burns on the one-loss side here. 8-ball on the 7-foot race into 6 alternate breaks. You're listening to Ben Francis here on the mic. I'm joined by my good buddy, Ryan Murray. How's it going, Ryan?
Good, buddy. This promises to be a really good match.
We're going to have so much great pool today. I've been excited about this all night, all morning.
Down to the final 8 on the one-loss side and the final 4 on the A side.
12, I believe, here.
Yeah.
This is the final 12.
Oh, we're down
this
to 12
match,
on this side? Okay.
So the winner of this will move on to the final 8. And the loser will be out in 9th through 12th, which is no shame at all in this field.
Not in this field, that's for sure.
So we've got Cass Burns here in the white hoodie at the table right now, rocking his Weekend Warrior gear. Started his own clothing line with his son a couple of years ago.
Check him out, guys.
Absolutely, yeah. Good competition gear they got there.
And we'll keep you updated, too, on a few of the other matches that are just getting underway. Joey Bettis is playing against Rick Glenn. And we've got MPI. He'll be playing Eric Vargas. And I believe the other matchup is Jenman Look and Carlos Barbosa. So a few good matches in the background there. So
all great matches. And then we're going to have, as Dean McNaughton is asking there on the Facebook chat, we will have Steven versus Joe. They're scheduled for 12 o'clock Mountain Time, so about an hour from now. Trust me, we will not be missing 1 second of that match.
Yeah, we'll postpone them if we have to.
If we have to stall them, we'll stall them. They won't like it, but they will have no choice.
And the other match we've got on the A side this morning semifinal is Garvey and Stan Taranjo.
Yeah, Garvey playing quite the tournament so far. He's in the A semifinal, so he's guaranteed 5th, 6th, guaranteed top 6.
Which in this field is just, that's a feat on its own.
And it should be noted that Joe and Stan are already here warming up. These guys don't mess around. The match isn't for an hour, but they don't show up at match time.
Absolutely not. No, Joe wants his name on that trophy.
Does he ever runner-up last year?
And you've had the pleasure of hoisting that trophy yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, before it was a trophy. Like I didn't get to hoist it, but figuratively.
Well, you've got the title anyway.
That's right, yeah. That was consolation prize for how bad I played yesterday. I'm like, well, I did win it last year. I guess I'm not that bad of a pool player. Cass looked like he got a pretty good rub there. I think he can see this 2-ball into the lower right as we're looking at it here on the screen.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to do too much with it. He should end up with a, oh, it looks like he's going to have to cut it.
He's massing, or he's playing it in the side. Oh, he tried to swerve it in.
Yeah, it must have been just barely. I came up all right, though. He owns that pocket now, so Kung Dao is going to have a little bit of work to navigate that little cluster there.
And he definitely played it like that. Cass played it knowing that if he was going to miss it, he was going to miss it on that side and overtake the pocket. So smart shot.
Yeah, you won't see a lot of loose play between these guys, that's for sure.
No, and as we see right away, it's going to be safety shot from Kung Dao.
Yeah, trying to lock him up behind the 12.
The only thing I'm not a huge fan of with that shot is he didn't develop the 10. He made more of a mess of it.
Right.
I'd rather get the 10 out in the open because you're still going to get the safety.
Yeah, rather than trying to get behind the 12, get to the free side, the left side of it, and push the 10 up over the 2.
That's right. But he has full control of this table now. Anytime you got more soldiers than your opponent, you usually tend to be in control of what happens.
Yep. And it looks like when Cass played that, he's locked up Kung's 13-ball with the 7 as well. So
I wonder, can he billiard the 2 in here? I don't think so, right? It's not quite on.
It's pretty close. You might have to hit the 10 thick and spin off it, but I don't know. That's if he doesn't make it, I think he gives it away, you know.
But there's some value in it because even if he gives it away, Cass needs to shape the 1 with angle for a breakout, and then when he breaks it out, still get a little lucky.
And get on that 7, yeah.
So I don't mind almost just letting him try it sometimes,
yeah.
right?
It is almost a value bet for sure.
Mm-hmm. But I think
he's certainly looking at it.
Knowing Kung Dao's game, I think he'll just keep these contained for a little bit. He does play a very smart game.
Yeah, he's a very steady player for sure. Very
experienced on these tables, especially in big moments, playing a lot of team matches.
Yeah, he tried your shot for sure.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Even if Cass pots the 2 and gets on the 1, he still needs to get a little lucky breaking out that 7.
Yeah, and you really can't attack the 1 here because you're going over into the 8 ball, and there's absolutely no value in that. The last thing he wants to do is push that 8 ball to the rail or down onto the 9 ball.
And he can't play many safeties because the 9, 14, 15 is in a great spot for Cass, or for Kung rather, to break out that 13 later on. So you don't want to give him an open look. He probably runs out.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that.
And Cass will be aware of that. Cass Burns, also one of the bounties in this tournament. I'll just put up that poster quick so you guys have an idea what I'm talking about. But on each side of the draw, so the winner side and the loser side, whoever beats those players will get $25 cash.
Oh, he hit that really well.
Now what?
I think he can drag, actually. Hey, he's got quite an angle here, so he may be able to, I don't know if he can get that ball past the side pocket.
With enough left spin to get into the 7. Yeah, I don't think so.
If he catches before the pocket, he'll spin off into the 15, 14.
That's right. I don't think he could get heavy enough spin there. This was kind of the trap he put himself in, though.
Yep.
As soon as he missed that 2 ball, he knew he was going to be in trouble in this game.
And unfortunately for Cass, even if there is a gap between the 7 and 13, that 8 ball is a beach ball for the bank side. So
oh, yeah, that's right.
We'll see what he comes up with here.
Oh, my goodness. This. What a shot that was.
Unreal.
He goes 3 rails with a little inside juice. Let's catch the delay on the replay there. Oh, wow.
What a shot. And gets all 7 ball, too.
How's that to start the day?
Yeah, if there was any doubt in his confidence, that'll certainly eliminate that.
Well, there's a guy I haven't seen for a long time. Leon Trudeau says, greetings from Ontario. Leon, heck of a player, too. Used to play in Calgary lots. And we are following along with the Facebook and the YouTube chat, so feel free to comment along and make sure you guys are sharing that stream lots for us. As you can tell, we're going to have some pretty sporty pool today, judging by that shot.
Absolutely. And Cass opens up the scoring.
And, of course, we're here for the one and only Barry Hooey. This is the 4th annual tournament where we all come out and remember the great man himself. You can see his jersey there. We did a Q giveaway. And I just want to give a big shout out to Larry Walper for all the hard work he put into making this event the great success it is. He bought these trophies out of his own pocket.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool to have trophies. I've always been the biggest fan of trophies, you know.
Yeah, I love that. Taking home the hardware, right?
Yeah. You can spend the money, but you can't spend the trophy.
Larry did very well himself in the tournament as well. He ran into a bit of a wall on his last match, Hill there, with, I think it was Garvey. No, that was
cool. No, Larry lost to
Stan?
Mike Isaac.
Or Mike,
oh, no, Hill on the A side with Stan.
With Stan, correct.
And then Mike Isaac was on fire.
Oh, he
beat
really
him like
was.
6-2.
Yeah.
So I think Larry either bubbled or first round of money. I think he bubbled.
Oh, yeah.
Along with some other great players that will not be named. Mike Bain, thanks for tuning in, pal. thanks for playing the event as well. I appreciate everybody who shows up and supports this great event in memory of a heck of a guy.
So Kung Dao is elected to take low balls here.
Ooh, that could have gone wrong a few different ways.
Absolutely. He's okay now, though. I think
every window to get on that 7 is a little tricky, so he almost has to find a way to play it last, because he can get on the 8 from anywhere.
Absolutely. I think that you're 100% right. That should be his out ball then.
Yeah. So maybe 2, 6, 5, 4.
Unless he's got angle here. Oh, he's running to the 4 ball.
Goodness, he's bumping balls. You never want to do that in 8 ball if you don't have to. You just don't want to move a thing. In a perfect world, that never happens, though.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you can see enough of that 5.
No, I don't think so.
And he's certainly half ball eclipse for the 6 ball, so
he's playing the bank on
yeah,
the 4.
It looks like he's going to try to bank the 4 ball back to the opposite corner.
Tough shot, and these are, I mean, short races with alternate break. You don't have time to make any mistakes, really.
Yeah, it's a sprint, this.
And a break fest. Who breaks the best, really? Oh, that's a great shot.
Always hit that a treat.
Yeah, that's a really good shot. And he's going to come around and look at the 7, but I don't think that's the shot yet. There's just too much traffic, right?
Yeah, I agree. I like the 6 and come back out for the 5 ball. But
yeah, anywhere on the left side of the table, he's on the 7, and then the 8's over the hole, so I think he'll recognize it. Looks like he has.
Yeah.
And our apologies for the crooked angle here. But
probably just going to use the 9 as a stopper here.
Yeah, I like that. Left spin. Oh, he didn't catch enough left spin. He's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he's okay.
But yeah, our little crooked angle here, where this is kind of our secondary stream. We got the main stream on the 9-foot, so that's our dead straight on one. Which, if you're just tuning in, we will have the A-side semifinal match between Joe Spence and Stephen Holem coming up in about 40 minutes time, depending how this match goes.
Yeah, that is one I'm really looking forward to.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute monsters of the game.
I'll tell you what, as much as I said Joe is here early practicing, Stephen was here all night in the corner hitting balls, and
yeah.
Maybe I'm reading into this too much, but I think, and everybody knows, Joe is in top form of anybody in the tournament right now, and I bet you Stephen doesn't like it.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm top dog. Did you guys forget? Watch this.
Joe is coming off a big win from Edmonton in the Open there, where he did take the tournament down as well.
The Memorial, he went undefeated. Yeah. Yeah, he played absolutely unreal. So I got caught on this yesterday and I forgot about it, which is my own fault. Sloppy pool. I'm trying to bridge to the professional game and I can't be touching balls, but I got the impeding ball foul.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, in that match that I lost last night. To like go up 4-3 or something too. Super silly. So if Kung Dao touches that ball he's bridging over, it's a foul. While he's stroking the cue ball, if he touches that 9, or whatever ball that is, it would be a foul. Impeding ball.
Yeah, we are playing the cue ball foul and impeding balls, so we've got to be very careful.
Which you should always try to be pretty careful anyway, but it does make those shots where he bridged over a ball way harder.
Is he long banking this?
I think that's all he's got, right? Pretty close. But that is most likely going to spell a 2-0 deficit.
I would have to agree. I mean, the last thing you want to do is give Cass an open window, that's for sure.
Oh, and it should be mentioned that Cass lost his first match. If anybody was tuned in, they watched him lose Hill to Eric in the first match of the tournament, and he's won like 5 straight, I think. 5 or 6 matches straight to get to here.
And he had Eric on the run He was up in 1.74 in
7-3
or 7-3 against Eric Vargas. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I was playing the winner, and I was like, "Come on, Cass!" As much as I love Eric like a brother, you know, I did not want to play Eric.
No,
I play him too much.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of playing Eric a few times. When you're in that match, it's fun to watch.
It is fun to watch, as long as you don't like to win.
Yeah, in the winter break format, there's been a few times where I just get out of my chair to rack for him.
Yeah, he's got very good control of the 9-ball break too, I find. His 8-ball break could use some work.
Yeah.
He's got a very good 2nd-ball break.
Eric's really been putting in the hours on the 9-foots to up his game. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Cass looking ideal here. Can't see anything stopping him. Steve K in the house.
He's got the angle here just to kind of punch through that 13 and leave a nice angle on the 10 ball to get back for the 11.
It's definitely the play, like a little stun follow. You don't want to be rolling any balls when you don't have to, so you're going to see these guys play that kind of shot right there a ton. Stun follow.
He did end up on the wrong side of the 10 ball, but it shouldn't pose much of a problem because he's just got a slight angle. He's probably he'll either come out the 2 rails or just thump this in with a half tip of outside English and come straight back up for it, but unless he can stop there.
Yeah, he wants angle on the 11 anyway, so it's not too bad.
Well, he was straighter than I thought.
Yeah, it looks deceiving on a crooked angle. Like Guy Nicklin's comment here, he says, "So are you still Ben Franchise Francis or Ben Bubble Boy Francis?" Ouch.
Hi-ya.
Right in the ribs. How come you didn't play, Guy? Come on now. Out there ribbing me, and he didn't even play the event.
Hit that 11 ball good. He's got perfect angle just to hit center ball on the cue ball here. Doesn't have to do anything with it. Just pot it.
And we'll see if he kind of rolls it or if he plays it with just that bit of stun. Looks like he's going to roll it. As you said, center ball is good.
Perfect.
2-0 Cass. And this one can slip away from Kung pretty quick if he's not careful. Could be 3-0 right away because it is Cass's break, and it tends to be that way in these tournaments.
Yeah, on the 7-foot, breaking your opponent's serve is just pivotal. If you can do that a couple of times, it's very hard to climb back up that ladder.
Absolutely. Alternate breaks is devastating, right?
Absolutely.
There's the man himself, Mr. Hooey. We got lots of pictures and stuff we'll flash up in between racks. Guy Nicklin says he never misses a shot from his computer. And yeah, I know, bud. Life gets in the way of pool, right? All work, no fun. Nothing. Cass raced to 6 and breaking, and he was over here. I made sure to tell him this was the table he was going to be playing on so he could hit a few breaks, and he looked to have it figured out.
Yeah, and as I look around the room, it looks like Jenman Look and Carlos Barbosa are tied at 1. Looks like Eric Vargas is 1-0 over MPI. And I think it's 2-0 over Joey Bettis for Rick Glenn, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rick's also been storming through the B-side after an early loss.
Yeah, I have to think I'd be sitting in Rick's chair because we had a battle, break and run back and forth, and I missed a 4-ball. And that was the end of me.
1 ball. That's all it takes. Yep. Yeah, it's sick, right? It is gut-wrenching.
Yeah, and I lost 6-4 to Rick.
Could easily happen here to Kung. One mistake and he might lose this match. Race to 6. I mean, it sounds long. It is very, very short for this game.
On bar box, it is nothing at all.
So let's see what he's got here. A little cluster around the rack spot. And this is common with the way he's breaking. He's breaking from the corner. And so he's making a ball every time, but he's getting these little clusters.
Looks like he's going to play the 3-ball combo right here to get rid of that.
4-9-11 was wired, yeah. Didn't open up as well as he'd like, but the 14's in a great spot here where he can develop them again.
Yeah, he was definitely not wanting to push that 8-ball back in there either, so he's got a little bit of work to do.
I think he's got to play the 10 and then maybe the 12. I don't really like leaving the 12 down there. No, I have to get on that later on.
Yeah, the last thing you want to be doing is going up and down table.
You might just take the 10, then the 12, but then I do like saving the 15, 13, because when I use the 14 to break those balls out, I want to have options.
Absolutely.
Don't want to be trying to break the 9 out and land on the 9. That's a tall task.
Yeah, that's for any of you guys just kind of starting to play pool and starting leagues and things like that. On the bar boxes, patterns are just everything. You don't want to take all your ducks off the table and try to leave that break out to the last shot. You want to break it out early and give yourself options with your other balls. So
yeah, even like with what Cass did on the first shot there, you know, he had other options, but he was looking at how do I develop everything on the first shot.
Absolutely.
That's often what you want to look for, is just do it as early as you possibly can.
So he's looking to shoot the gap after he makes contact with the 12 between the 1 and 2 and leave himself a run-through shot on the 15 by the looks of it to break that 8 and 9 out.
You know what I'm thinking is maybe the 14 is like pretty frozen up on that rail. Yeah, not in a spot where you could spin into, you know, the 5, 8, 6.
Yeah, he did not dig into that 12 ball enough to get on the right side of the 15, or onto the right position of that 15, I should say. So he's got way too much angle now to play the run through that he was hoping for. So I believe he'll now take Ben Francis's shot, which is spinning the 14 ball into the corner with a bunch of right-hand English and try to come into the 6, 8, 9 that way.
You know what I contemplate? Well, Kung Dao's balls are still a little congested. Maybe play the 15 off the 9.
That's not a horrible shot.
He just went to see if the 8 goes, so he might even be looking at that.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Because I would open the 9. You'd still have to do something with the 8, I think, because I don't think the 8 goes. Oh, this guy is just stroking them in.
Wow. Yeah, he's open the 9 ball up. It goes now in the same pocket as the 14.
Yeah, if he can get almost straight in on the 13, he might be able to get back over there and then shoot the 8 up table after the 9. I think the 8 passes the 4 into this lower right. It definitely does. But not easy to gain perfect position on the 13 next year.
No, he's really taking a look at this and making sure he gets precisely where he needs to be.
He needs to put this cue ball on a dime.
Yeah,
if he's just a little off angle either way, he's not getting on that 9 ball where he needs to be. The problem is he needs to get perfect on the 9.
Yes.
Because the 8 doesn't go. It only goes in one pocket, I think.
Yeah, he needs to be able to roll down to the back rail after the 9 ball, so.
Looks like Eric Vargas up 2-0 over there, and Rick Glenn up 3-0 now.
Or you can just do that, Ben.
Oh my goodness, this guy is on fire. I'm telling you, he's dialed because he won a lot of B-side matches already. So he's probably feeling like just about unstoppable on this small table right now.
Yeah, he'll just, now he's got perfect angle just to punch draw that 13 into the corner and come over to the rail for the 9 in the bottom left.
I heard him tell Joe too, you better stay on the A side, bro.
Well, there's a little bit of warning to Joe.
Nice control.
Yeah, didn't overhit it.
Yeah, perfect touch. If he touches that 3 just a little more, he's dead meat. Yeah, good call there from some of the Facebook chat saying he might draw off the 3. Guy Nicklin saying he would draw into the 8, and Guy got it right. Guy Nicklin's got that kind of game. He just lets it fly. Just move the balls around, see what happens.
And 3-0 Cass.
Making short work of this match so far.
And he hasn't had easy outs either. He's developed his outs.
You know who used to shoot like that was this guy.
Yep.
You just move him around.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. He wasn't scared to let it fly. Smash the break and then just, you know, shoot all the tough shots. Move the balls around.
What did you guys have? Did you guys have 4 Las Vegas titles in the Masters division?
4, yeah.
Wow.
I was part of 3 of them. I wasn't on the team the first year. They had Jerry Young.
Okay.
Then Jerry got tired of traveling back and forth. So then they tried 2 other players and then arrived at me. We were playing tournament in Red Deer. I was playing with like Mark Downey and Ozzy still. And they had a player that didn't show up to the first match on Barry's team. And so I'm chatting with them after. They still win their first match, right? I'm chatting with them after, and they're talking about it. And Barry's like, poor Benny's just sitting here chomping at the bit to get on the team. He's like, don't make any plans for Vegas.
Oh, perfect.
I'm like, oh, you know I'm not, right?
Yeah. Well, you were waiting for that for a while.
Oh, so. Man. And at that point, I'd played VNEA like almost every year and bubbled that Charlie like over and over and over.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, I'm going to get a Charlie finally. It's like a guaranteed one, you know?
Yeah.
And then it was a gold one 3 times.
That's amazing. And that is no easy feat, folks.
No, it's a shame it had to end. It's been like a weird year, you know, because a few years in a row we were kind of playing all year for that, you know?
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Now it's like, wow, what are we going to do now, right? Now we're kind of all just playing for ourselves instead of playing for each other, right?
Yeah.
Different feeling.
Well, unfortunately here, Kung Dao came up with a dry break, and Cass Burns is elected to go with the high balls. I see really the only tricky ball for Cass is that 11 ball behind the 7 to the corner, but I do believe there's enough gap there that it does go. So
yeah, I think Kung is in big trouble now. I hate to call it early, but this could be the beginning of the end, because Cass could be on the hill in like 10 minutes or less.
Yeah.
But as we've seen with the way he's breaking, he is getting tricky out, so.
He's going to stun this up for the 13.
I like trying to get to the 12 if I could. I don't think he could. I think he had too much angle. Because I'm trying to think, when do you play the 12 here?
Yeah, I don't like leaving the 12 ball as your out ball, because the 5 ball takes away the 8 ball in that corner, and if you get a rub funny on the 4, it's going to be tough to get over there to get to the opposite side. So
yeah, I'm trying to figure out when he would play that 12. Okay, so I think here's the shot. Play the combo right now.
Yeah, I like that option.
15-11 combo, and then you're going to use the 12 to get on the 13 to get on the 8. That's your out.
He does have about a 2-inch gap behind the 10 ball, so maybe his thought is to roll from the 13 onto the 11 and get it kind of closer to the back rail, and then from the 10 you get on the 12.
And then use the 15 as the out ball.
Yeah.
That's still tricky though too.
Yeah, I'm not
a
fan of that.
Maybe he's moving the 7 when he plays the 11. He's nudging the 7 out of the way of that hole.
Yeah, he probably will.
That might be the play here. Yeah, see, he's trying to leave angle, so he can do that. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, that is exactly what he's doing. Now he just has to make sure that he doesn't catch this 7 ball too heavy and push it onto the 10.
This is super smart if this is what he's doing. Yeah, that's exactly what he's looking at. This is very smart play. This is a high-level 8 ball when you're looking at stuff like that. Nudging balls out of the way. Often you're just trying to land on balls the short side or you know, you're trying to break them out. You're not often moving your opponent's ball out of the way of a pocket, right?
Yeah, it can be tricky.
No, he passed it up. He didn't have the right angle.
Yeah, so that's he's taken the first option I was kind of looking at, leaving himself angle. Now, he has 2 options here from the 10 ball if he comes up a little shorter to play the 15 in the side, which I'm not a huge fan of. You got to get the 12 out of the way here, I think.
Yeah, this is not ideal. I mean, if he lands perfect on the 12, potentially he could just kind of draw back into the 8 to play the 15 in the side, but it looks like he's playing the 10, then the 15, and I'm with you. I really don't like that. I mean, the 15 goes in the long corner too, so I wouldn't be panicking trying to get side shape, right? Just
no, exactly.
Get somewhere on the 12 with angle to get back there.
No, you called it. He is definitely going after the 15 ball.
Man, this is hard.
Yeah, and he has left way too much angle.
So you know what he's doing here is going into the 8.
He has to be.
He's going into the 8 with the cue ball, but then he's going to be elevated over the 5 most likely. But that is what he's doing. I don't think you can risk going into the 5 here. I think you end up behind the 8 way too many times.
Yeah, and the only way to hold that cue ball is to hit this with a ton of inside English and cut to the side pocket, which is just not a shot you ever want
That's
to play.
right, unless you're close to the ball, but the cue ball's close enough to the rail where you're like massing it with how much siding you would need for that, right? Yeah. Oh, how sweet is that? Yeah. This guy is on absolute fire.
Yeah, and he hit it with enough pace to clear the 5 too. Just perfect.
Not only is he playing well, but he's seeing it well, which is rare for like a morning match. Usually in the morning, you know, it kind of takes you a little while to see the patterns precisely, but he seems to be seeing it really well. Still got to bear down here, though. Can't take this one for granted.
Yeah, he's just going to try to draw this up the same side as the 4 ball and keep that side out of play just like that. That's perfect.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be straight in. He's not thrilled with where he landed, but it's not going to be an issue.
No.
And this is better than overdrawing it and ending up underneath it.
100%.
You got to be above these balls as much as you can. You have way more options. So does he draw it, or does he have enough to roll it?
Yeah, I think he's just hit center ball. He's got lots of room there. So
we're not going to be able to see on the camera, unfortunately, our crooked side angle.
Yeah, I don't think you do anything with this cue ball. Drawing risks pulling it over towards the corner, so I just hit center ball here. That's exactly what he did, and he rolls it in. Perfect. Wow. Another beautiful out by Cass Burns.
Wow, wow, wow. And he's breaking to put himself on the hill. Our man Nick with Nick's cue innovation. He played this tournament. It was nice to see him out playing. I think the night before he came, or the night of the tournament, he came and got a bunch of shafts, like 6 different shafts, ran home, changed all the tips, ran back.
2 of them were mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I bought my Volmer. It had very hard tips on it. I mean, so, and I'm a huge fan. I mean, everyone has their favorites when it comes to tips, but I'm a huge fan. My friend Kenny Chen from Waterloo, Ontario, introduced me to Longassi.
I played with the Longassi for a bit. I like them. Yeah,
I'm a big fan. So
yeah, they were long lasting.
Indeed.
They didn't mushroom as much, and they lasted a really long time.
You know, they're a little on the higher price side, but you know, like everything else, you pay for quality.
You get what you pay for. That's exactly right. Kind of like this tournament. You pay an entry, and you get a big prize pool.
Absolutely.
And you get quality tables. If you guys have never been to Leather Pocket, definitely come check it out. Big shout out to them for hosting us again. I'm a little biased, but, you know, it is an amazing pool room.
It is an amazing pool room.
You can ask Ryan. He's here lots.
Yep.
And he goes to the other pool rooms, so he sees it all.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is definitely my home away from home. So it's the best equipment in town, and the staff here take very good care of you. They all know your name, and it's just a great place to come and have some fun.
Absolutely. So let's keep an eye on how much these balls stay tied up. You see what I mean? That break from the corner in 8-ball, it just leaves clusters. It always does.
Yeah.
I've never been a big fan of that break.
No, I think if you're going to break from that side bogey or that side rail, I kind of like the second ball.
It's only ever second ball when you do that, yeah. There's been some players that were really good at that break. Edwin, Ozzy used to play that break a lot. But, I mean, those guys are wizards of working out tough racks.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
And I think some of the theory is just like this. If you happen to not make a ball, at least they got to work out a tough rack. If I smash head ball down the middle and don't make a ball,
it's over.
I might as well put my cue away. I'm not shooting.
Wide open, right? Yeah.
And I did that a few times this weekend.
I think a lot of guys, too, as well, have kind of got away from the second ball break in this tournament because we are not allowing soft breaking.
Well, and you know what I noticed was they're kind of going to one side.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the speed. Because it's still so fresh and slippery. So they don't want to spread out. They want to just cluster on the one side rail. I've seen it a handful of times. I tried it once and I was like, no, I'm not doing that again. One and only time I hit a second ball break in this tournament did not work. Oh my goodness, Steve Legg is in the comments.
Oh no.
He's a lot biased now, he says.
Yeah, Steve had some unfortunate luck as of recent.
Good morning, Wayne Knight in the chat. My sister in there and Gord Care wondering what happened. I'm going to have to answer this question like at least 50 times today. I came to the conclusion last night once I got home and thought about it for a minute. I know what happened. I have a weak mind. Dean Holden played exceptionally well too, so hats off to him. And you know, in the heat of the moment, it's like I hate losing, right? Everybody hates any good player; they just can't stand it, right? No, but when I thought about it after, like, it made his day.
Absolutely,
it made his month, his year. Like, he was so happy, right?
Yeah, when he came to collect his 9 through 12 money after losing his next match, he was just on cloud nine.
Cloud nine, yeah. He didn't even care.
No,
he had no care about losing the next match because he did two things. He beat me, so he cashed, and I didn't, and he beat me.
Yeah,
it's like,
oh no, he did. Yeah, you didn't give it to him, so
no, he really
earned it.
Yeah, he had a couple of super outs. Robert Livingston from PEI, welcome. Chris Wade, Chris Demir, just everybody in the chat this morning. I'm guessing you guys are all waiting for that barn burner of an A semifinal we got coming up.
Speaking of Chris Demirs, I got to give him some props for the way he played yesterday. Chris has really been working on his game, and he had a nail biter on his B side, and he was up on Stephen Holm in his match on the 9-foots too. So
fantastic showing from Chris. He is working hard on his game, so it's nice to see.
Yeah, anytime we see the local guys improving, it's a lot of fun. And it makes you want to improve because you don't want to get stepped on.
That's right. You got to constantly be improving because these guys always are.
Yeah.
This game is only getting harder by the minute. Johnny Kaskaman, Jesse Farhat in the house. Wife probably wouldn't let him out of the house, otherwise he would have came and played too. And have fun in Nanaimo, Wayne. You're going to love it. Such a nice venue out there.
Cass is on another beauty.
Yeah, this is not looking good if your name is Kung Dao.
His 8-ball's wide open, and looks like he can probably cut the 12 and spin off the 4 to the other side here. So
did this to Russ Whittle once. CCS Westerns, first match of the morning on the Sunday. And I'm up 5-0, and he's like, oh, I'm glad I got out of bed for this, he says.
Yeah.
Could have slept in.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of playing a first match in the morning.
It's very hard. Pool is not a morning game.
I'm like a diesel engine, and I'm pretty hard to start in the morning.
That's what they were laughing there. Who said that? Somebody said that about Eric yesterday.
Oh, that's right, too.
Yeah, he's like a diesel. Takes him a while to warm up. He's hard to start. He's not having any trouble starting over there. He is also up 4-0.
Yeah, he's...
and Mike Isaac has the look of... the same look that Kung Dao has right now.
Yeah, impending doom.
Deer in headlights. And Rick Glenn is just motoring over there. He's up 5-1 on Joey. Jenman Luke appears to be up 3-1 on Carlos.
And Cass is absolutely perfect on this 13 ball. Just a stun run through and take the 8 into the opposite corner.
Yeah, I like the stun run here rather than roll it. He may roll it. He's on a pretty good line. Unbelievable pool from Cass Burns here early Sunday morning coming to play.
Yeah. I don't think he's missed a ball.
I don't
recall him missing a ball yet.
In the first rack, he kind of jammed himself on the 8 and tried to masse it. That's it.
That's it. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
And if you even want to count that as a mistake, sort of, right? Sort of like a funny roll, and then he still won that game with like the craziest breakout from three rail in behind and chipped it perfect.
Yeah, that was an incredible shot.
Yeah, we could call it mistake-free after that.
So Cass Burns moves to the hill. Kung Dao breaking.
We got the Hooey jersey there with his Q. Retired the Q in the shadow box. And Kung needs a big one here. It's kind of like... I always like to say in these situations, Cass Burns needs one game. Kung Dao needs Jesus. He needs God.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes like this, you know. He smashed the break really well. And it's like a super tough out with a super tough opener.
Yeah, I mean, and being hampered over a ball no matter what ball you take for your first shot. So you got to be very wary about the impeding ball foul here too as well to start.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. Can he see the 10? If he can see the 10, he might have a chance. If he can't see the 10, this is really difficult.
It looks like he can, and I think he's eyeballed the 10 and the 14 as his starting ball. So.
And man, the 14 is so hard. You're like fully elevated over the ball.
Yeah.
I don't think he has a choice. Yeah, the thing is, you cannot shoot low ball here. The 6 is just in too much jail, and the 2 is actually in a funny spot as well.
Yeah, the only,
We could use the 7 to break the 6, so it wouldn't be that bad, but definitely stripes, and what a shot.
That's perfect.
Oh, and he rolls through nicely for the 9 here, or the 12.
So Kung Dao is off and running now.
I might shoot the 11 here.
Yeah, I kind of like getting rid of the 11 too.
Yeah.
And apparently so does Kung.
You don't want to think, well, I'm protecting the pocket. You want to think, I'm running out, right?
Yeah, he needs to put his foot on the gas for sure.
You don't need to keep that ball there for insurance. You need to just be moving, right?
Yeah, he's just having a look at what angle he needs after potting the 12 on the side to stay on the 15.
I actually like the 9 first, then the 12, then the 15, 10, 13. I mean, there's so many ways to get out here, but I feel like the 9 is kind of like blocking some of the 13, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once he pots the 10, the 9 is kind of in a path where it can block some of the 13. He's going to shoot the 13 first.
No, it looks like he's going to hit the 10 ball, but
cue ball's going near the 8.
Yeah, if he touches that 8, he might be in big trouble.
Oh, this is scary. This is a scary shot.
He's going to hit it high ball so it throws around the 8, and he did a good job there.
Yeah, that's a good shot. I wasn't sure if he had enough to throw it around that 8, but he did really well.
He's got right angle now. He'll just kind of roll this into the corner and leave himself as wide an angle as he can on the 13 to hold for the 8. I think you got to go up and down here. And I don't know.
He might slow spin it and take a heavy cut on the 8.
He might have to. Oh.
Or don't even spin it at all.
Oh,
just middle ball it.
Yeah, it looked like he had a really steep angle from our perspective.
Risky to super slow roll a ball like that. That's terrifying stuff.
Yeah.
So we've got the Predator World 8-Ball Championships coming up right away. Stephen Holem will be flying out. I think he said his flight's on the 18th. That seems weird because the tournament starts the next day, but
That's Steven for you, though.
You never know, yeah.
That gentleman is so jam-packed with talent, he doesn't need to practice anymore.
So make sure you guys tune into that. I believe the stream will be on World Billiard TV on YouTube. So make sure you guys check that out. And a big shout out to Predator for being a part of this tournament, hooking us up with a nice cue to give away that Phil Taranjo won yesterday. Everybody who entered the tournament got put in a draw.
And a big shout out to one of our other sponsors, Mike Burton of Remax, great player himself. Don't just buy a house, invest in a home. Give Mike Burton a call.
Huge supporter of not just the Calgary pool scene, but Alberta pool in general. He's always tossing added money in and supporting the game. He's a huge lover of the game and a really good player.
He sure is.
Really sporty player. Looks like Joey is taking his cue apart.
That was a great run for Joey Bettis.
Very good. Yeah, I was very impressed to see his name in the draw this morning in the final 12. Made a good run through the A side to get there, right?
Yeah, if you folks are watching this and you're just tuning in, this Barry Hooey tournament is a who's who of monster players. If you're in the top, 12, that is just an absolute feat on its own.
Look at this break from Cass. This is much better than his previous ones, and now I see why he's breaking from there. Because if he's had a couple that look like this, man, he never hit it any other way.
No, exactly. And
I mean, it's not the easiest of outs, but the balls are perfectly spread. Nothing's touching, right?
Yeah, it really doesn't matter where he begins. There's nothing really doing. So I think what he's looking at is back cutting the one ball. But
yeah, because I think when he plays like the 2, he can play the 7 up into the opposite corner, so that's not really an issue. So then all he has to do is work out those other 4 balls and then get on the 2 somewhere. Should get him on the 7 pretty easy.
Absolutely, and he really has, once he's potted this one ball, he has a ton of options for those 3 balls in the middle of the table there.
Should, yeah. Well, he's drawing this around, and I like this. I like drawing around this off 2 rails, shoot the 3 or the 6 next into the upper right as we're looking at it.
Yeah, he hit that perfect. You don't want to not hit that with draw and run into that 13 ball, because anything can happen with the cue ball after that. So
that's right. That was a sweet shot, and he might even contemplate this 2 then the 7 right now.
I don't mind that option, because then, if he does get a little out of shape on the other balls, he would have a 7-2 combo, and I don't like shooting combos on all tables.
Definitely not, no, because you can lose the 7 too easily, like near the 14 or something.
Exactly. So I think the smart shot here would be to definitely take the 2 ball. That's what he's looking at. He can get to the 2 ball too if he, after shooting the 5 in the side as well. There would be a gap between the 8 and 7, but because I think he might be just slightly hooked on the 7 ball for the 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to think, because he didn't really look at it, right?
Yeah, see, I like that shot too. So he's shot the gap between the 7 and 8 to take care of the 2 ball now.
I like this comment from Stephen Roberts. He says, Ben, Ryan, I've heard some say there's no such thing as good or bad luck. It comes down to the choices made during play that determines the outcome. Thoughts? You ever played 9 ball, Stephen? Because it sounds like you haven't. If you played a little 9 ball or 8 ball, there definitely is luck involved.
Yeah, you in order to win a tournament like this, you need the 3 things. You need skill, you need some luck, and you need a good draw.
And a good draw, that's right. And all 3 of those things I did not have. Even 1 out of the 3, I might have been able to figure it out to make the money or something.
Now, I am a firm believer, though, that the luck evens itself out over time.
It does.
You might think that one tournament your opponent is getting every roll in the world and every little jelly rub, and the gods are against you. But then everyone's had their tournament where they've gotten every jelly roll and every rub too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, people who complain, oh, that guy got so lucky. I'm like, you've never fluked a ball?
Yeah.
You've never missed a ball and got lucky and hooked them?
Yeah. Well, you want to pull your hair out when somebody flukes a 9-ball on you or something like that. It's just, but in that game, it is very important to keep your head about you.
Absolutely.
So you don't let it get you down. You just move on to the next rack.
And a good point from Gord there. Yeah, the ladies tournament starts in Puerto Rico tomorrow too. I'll put that poster up in a little bit. And it will be streamed, I believe, World Billiard TV on YouTube. Tyson wants to know the score between Genman and Carlos. Looks like 3-2 Genman.
Yeah, and it looks like the match between Eric and Mike is at 5-0, so I think Mike has just gone to take a break and try to settle himself.
Mike has gone to just stall, so he's in the tournament a little bit longer.
Yeah. And Cass hit that ball perfect. He's got exact angle he wants to take that 6-ball into the side. He's going to have to leave himself a little bit more of an angle on the 8 than he'd like, but
no problem with where the 15 is, right?
Yeah,
it's stopping that cue ball.
He'll run this through just a little bit.
And he cheated the pocket hugely, too, to straighten it out. That's how good he's playing. He's using the whole pocket.
We should probably see if he wants to buy a new chalk. It's about the thickness of a dime now, his Taum.
Got good use out of that one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Holem has just walked in the building.
Very timely. His match starts in 3 minutes.
Yep.
Those guys will take a couple extra minutes to start because we're going to have a little break here, and then we'll be back with the A-side semifinal between Stephen Holem and Joe Spence. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you like and follow the Facebook, subscribe on the YouTube. That way you get notified every time we go live. And Ryan will be back for the next match with me.
Yeah, we'll see you all in a few minutes.